Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to share a story based on a real-life incident in Korea, where a man committed a random family murder and was sent to a medical treatment facility instead of prison after being deemed to have diminished capacity due to mental illness. For example, like the 2016 Gangnam random murder case, where a schizophrenia patient harmed innocent people and received treatment custody. This story is adapted from a tip provided by a nurse working in such a facility. A medical treatment facility is a place where people go to receive medical care, whether it's for an illness, injury, or any kind of health condition. These can include hospitals, clinics, and urgent care centers where healthcare professionals like doctors and nurses provide diagnosis, treatment, and follow-up care to help patients get better. It's a place where people with mental illnesses who commit crimes go instead of regular prison. It's like a hospital with medication and counseling, but it's a special prison with iron bars and CCTV recording everything 24/7. The environment is better than a typical prison, but since it's funded by taxpayers' money, it stirs up public outrage, especially in past trials. When mental evaluations were ambiguous, some people allegedly faked their symptoms to get sent here. In reality, cases like the 2018 PC Bong murder perpetrator, who was diagnosed with schizophrenia and sent to treatment custody, caused huge controversy. In Korea, even if someone gets a death sentence, executions aren't actually carried out. It's essentially life imprisonment without parole. With that background, let me introduce our protagonist, pseudonym Junho. Well, he seemed like an ordinary 30-something office worker. But one winter day, he brutally stabbed an entire family to death with a knife. His motive? The child's excited appearance looked like it was mocking me. Just because he was in a bad mood that day, he knocked on his neighbor's door and stabbed the parents and their young child. He's insane, right? Imagine the victim's home floor soaked in blood. The child's screams echoing. The whole country boiled with anger. On social media, comments flooded in. Execute him. Let him rot in prison. But the trial went differently. His lawyer argued he has schizophrenia, diminished capacity. With ambiguous psychiatric evaluation results, he was sentenced to treatment custody. The public screamed, "That bastard is faking it. He's pretending to be crazy." The entire nation was furious. Similar controversies happened in previous cases, like the Gangnam killer with schizophrenia symptoms. On the day Junho arrived at the treatment facility, officials escorted him in. In the car, one official named Min-soo thought to himself after seeing Junho's eyes, "This guy has no remorse at all. He's full of arrogance." As the facility doors opened, Junho shouted, "I'm the one who killed that whole family. Don't mess with me." His mindset? A sense of victory. "I avoided prison. I just need to take meds and endure here." He was assigned a solitary cell. Why solitary? For minor crimes, shared rooms with CCTV surveillance suffice, but dangerous ones like murderers are isolated to prevent them from harming other patients. The room is small but clean. He watches 24/7, and bath time is scheduled in a communal shower. For the first week, Junho showed no remorse. Instead, he acted like a king, intoxicated by his victory in getting the diminished capacity ruling. At night, lying alone, He'd recall the news and mutter, "That family? They died because of me. But I was suffering too." The officials watching on CCTV whispered, "He seems like he's acting. He behaves like a normal person." From my imaginative perspective, his inner world was a mix of confidence and anxiety. Just keep pretending to be crazy. But the medication effects started kicking in slowly. Schizophrenia meds, when dosed heavily, can make a person dazed and disoriented. Dark circles appeared under his eyes, and he began biting his nails. He started self-harming, with blood dripping onto the floor. Officials watched it all on CCTV. That guy's acting unstable now. One day, Min-soo heard muttering while passing the hallway. Peeking through the small window in the door, he saw Junho kneeling, looking up and down at the air, begging, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." Tears and snot mixed on his face, his voice cracking. When officials opened the door and yelled, "Lie down," he resisted, screaming, "Let go, they're coming." They eventually restrained him and gave a sedative injection. This repeated from that day. Quiet during the day, but muttering at night, "I've committed a mortal sin. Forgive me." His emotions swung wildly. At first, it seemed like an act, but his expression was pure terror. Nothing showed on CCTV, but the wounds were real. Endless nights of soliloquies. Min-soo got chills seeing his increasing scars. Is this guy self-harming? Or possessed by ghosts? He told his colleagues, "I hate night shifts. That guy does weird stuff in his room." They laughed, but it was awkward. A strange atmosphere began creeping through the entire facility. Considering multiple perspectives, from the official's viewpoint, hatred turned into unease. Karma's a bitch. The nurse felt disgust at first sight. That face from the news. He's half his size now, arms covered in scars. His body was wasting away, pus oozing from wounds. Despite the disgust, she had to treat him, managing the scars. During bath time in the communal shower, patients get 5 to 10 minutes to wash. Amid the sound of running water, Junho muttered, "I'm sorry, I was wrong." His voice echoed like an echo mixed with water droplets. Suddenly, he slipped and fell with a thud, but the people in the shower didn't hear the sound. An official found him lying on the floor and shouted, "His neck is broken." After emergency treatment, Junho claimed, "Someone pushed me from behind," but CCTV showed him falling alone. He was monitored in a single ICU room. The nurse, who claims to have a sixth sense, witnessed his hallucinations that first night in the hospital. Shadows of the family stood in the room corner. The parents' faces had stab wounds gaping, dripping blood, and the child approached, smiling, but with pitch-black eyes. He screamed, thrashing his limbs, even though he was fully paralyzed. The doctors were shocked. Zero mobility, yet the nurse felt a mix of disgust and pity. Was it all an act? Now he's truly suffering. His body writhing, the broken neck creaking. It sent chills down the spine. Neck surgery was successful, but quadriplegia was irreversible. Back at the facility, he now suffered from bed sores, daily disinfection, pus removal. The smell filled the room. We've done enough. Why does it keep rotting? The bed sores deepened, exposing bone, cutting away rotten flesh with a knife. His screams echoed through the hallway. "Ah, save me!" The nurse cared for him every visit. "Save me, I'm sorry," he repeated endlessly. His skin blackened and rotted, pus pooling on the floor. During one treatment session, since the nurse was the only familiar face he saw daily, Junho spoke. "That day, the kid looked excited. I thought it was mocking me. Now they visit me every day." The nurse got goosebumps. Were those the victim's vengeful spirits I saw? She thought. Is this karma? Even more agonizing were the urinary catheter, abdominal feeding tube, and bowel management. Inserting the catheter made his body tremble in pain. The feeding tube hole got infected. Leaking pus. Bowels were handled like diapers. But the rotting smell permeated the room. Juno constantly suffered from hallucinations, or perhaps real vengeful spirits, of the child reaching into his abdominal hole to pull out organs, parrots gnawing at his rotten flesh. His screams filled the nights. Min-soo, hearing them, muttered, "No, he's regretting it," but felt his own hands shaking. The nurse thought, if it was an act before, now it's real hell, feeling some compassion. From the official's perspective, initial hatred gradually turned to pity as he became a living corpse. The hallucinations could be side effects of meds, or his inner guilt punishing himself, or maybe the murdered family's spirits truly seeking revenge. Who knows? He died from bedsore infection. In his final moments, muttering, "I'm sorry," his body was rotten and melted away. A nurse said, "He didn't go peacefully. He suffered till the end." Officials remarked, "It started as an act, but the end was miserable." Public opinion still shouted, "Good riddance." Everyone, how do you feel hearing this story? It makes me think we should never commit crimes. Writing this as a narration, it reminds me to avoid sin and lock my doors tight.